This is Sanchita and today we will start writing our first program in Java. But before we move on to the IDE, let us first understand how the code is being written in an IDE. So we first need to create a package, and then inside the package we create different classes. For example, here I have created class A, B, C and D, and you can create n number of classes in a package. And then inside each class we are required to write our code. Now let's try to understand the syntax. Every programming language has its own syntax. Now let's have a look at the syntax of Java. So first we have to write the name of the class which we have created. For example, here I have created a class ABC. So I've written over here class ABC. Public means it can be called from anywhere. That is an access specifier and we will be dealing with those later in the course. So this is a block where we have specified the class name. The next comes declaring the void main method. The execution of the code starts from the main method. That is, your compiler will start executing whatever program you have written inside this main block. Now this statement system.out.println is used to print anything on the console, anything on the output video which you want to see. Like here I have written hello world. This will print hello world on the output window. For now, you do not have to worry about the syntax of this public class and this public static void main. Of course, you need to memorize and understand these, but we will be dealing with all of them later in the course when we will be studying classes and objects. For now, just remember the system.out.println is used to print a statement in Java. Alright, so now let's move on to the IDE. I hope you all have downloaded the Eclipse IDE, and if not, then just go type on Google download Eclipse IDE and download and install it from there. It's very easy and you all can do it. So when you open your Eclipse IDE, it will look somewhat like this, and now we need to create our own package. Go to File, click New and New Java project. Okay. Type the name over here, say Java Basics, and I have used camel case over here, that is beginning a new word with the capital letter. Finish it, you don't need to do anything in this. Click generate comments, it will help you and create. So here your package is created. Right click on it, go to new, and we need a new class. Click on class, give it a name, say hello world. Okay, and we need this void main function which I already told you. Click finish, and what this is going to do, it automatically generated all the code required. You do not need to write them here. The IDE has done it for the sake of you. Just print system.out.println, and there's a shortcut for that too. Just write sys out control and spacebar. It will generate the syntax automatically, and then double quotes you write hello world, and here you go. Without writing a single line of complex code, you have printed hello world. You could print anything, your name even, hello Sanchita. Run it and it will print it. Now let's try to use it as a simple calculator. Okay, so after this we will be printing say sys out, and I need to print 2 plus 3. Will not be writing this in double quotes because then it will print this as it is. It will not calculate it. So here we go. Sanchita and 2 plus 3 is 5, you see. But now I want to change this 3 with 7. Okay, so what will I do? I'll write this as this, run it, and it will give the answer. And what if it's this? And I want to change the 7 with 3. I'll have to change it everywhere in the code, right? And it's a very short code. When we'll be coding, the code goes to multiple screens even, and you will be required to change all of them. So Java has given us, all programming languages have given us this ability that we can declare our own variables, and all these 2, 7, 13, 14,000 and all of these are integer values. So I have declared a variable A. I have given a name A, and it's of integer type, and the data type is int. We will be dealing with the data types and variables in the upcoming video in detail. For now, just remember, this is how we declare a variable, and this is how we initialize it with a number. Okay, and I'm going to declare a second variable and a third variable, B and C, and I'll give B as 7 and C as 10. Okay, and now I need to do it A plus B plus C plus C plus C plus C. Okay, and you print it. This gives you 55, and now even if you want to change this 10 to 100, you don't need to change it everywhere. The compiler is going to do it for you, and you get the answer 415. Alright, so this is how variables are being declared and initialized. Now these are all the boring stuffs we have done with. Now let's try printing some patterns. So I'll be printing a pattern like this, star, 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 star. So this looks a good pattern, and we'll try to print it without loops, because till now you haven't done with. So here we go, sys out, double quotes, star. Okay, then another sys out, star. Hey, wait, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time writing system.out.println over and over again. Is there a good way to do this? Of course, have it. Just write \n. It's a special character written within the double quotes, and it gives you a new line. Say \n star star \n star star star, and try to print it. Here we go. We have our pattern ready. So what did \n did? \n changed the line of the upcoming, that is the upcoming star or upcoming whatever it's just written after it, the line will be changed. Similarly, we have the \t special character, sys out, and we print star, say @ this time, \t @t @, and let's have a look at the output. What has it done? It has given you the space of the tab over here. Alright, so here you can see how can you print the patterns without using the loop now and in a single line. \n and \t are going to help you in these. Later in the course, we will be printing these patterns with the loops. For now, let's learn how can we get user input. Suppose I want to add two numbers, 2 and 3, and I want that these numbers should be given in the console during the runtime. So let's first learn it and then we will code it. So here, let us try to learn how do we take user input. So We have the same code over here, public class and the void main method. And inside it, we are required to write this code. Scanner SC equals to new scanner system.in. Currently, you need to learn this line, but we will be dealing with the meaning of this code later on when we will be doing the objects and classes part in the course. Here SC is the object of scanner class, and we are using this object to call the functions written in the scanner class. If you are not getting this right now, it's totally normal. Just learn it up for now. We will be dealing with this in detail in the later part. For now, scanner SC equals to new scanner system.in. This line helps in taking the input. And int n equals to sc.nextInt. Using sc.nextInt, your value is taken and it is stored in this variable n. Okay, and it is of integer type, therefore int and int over here. So this is all about taking user input. Now if we want to print this n, system.out.println n, and this will print the value which is given by the user during the runtime. Now let us go and code this. So here we are back in the Eclipse IDE. Let's all erase it all, and now we are going to do the user input. So just write out scanner SC equals to new scanner system.in. Okay, and after this write int, and this is how you declare a variable, equals to sc.nextInt. Alright, now it will show you a warning over here, but it included itself java.util.scanner. If it's not included, click it over here. It will ask you to import and import it, or you write it by yourself. Okay, and after this write sysout and print the value stored in n. Let's see. So there's nothing displayed over here because it's waiting for us to give an input. I typed 8, enter, and it showed the number which I gave as an input. So let's change it a bit. Before this input, before taking this user input, let's print enter the number. This will make it more readable for you. It prints enter the number. Enter the number, press enter, and it will print this number. Now I want to add two numbers or multiply two numbers. Okay, so what we will do, int say b equals to sc.nextInt. It will take another number as input. Let's do this as a, and we are printing addition over here, a plus b. Sysout a minus b. Sysout a into b, and sysout a by b. And now let's run it. Enter the numbers. Say 5 and 3 I entered. 5 plus 3 is 8, 5 minus 3 2, 5 into 3 is 15, and 5 by 3 is 1. So here you have made your own calculator. You have done calculations on 5 and 3. So this formed a good example for your user input. And now let's do a famous question to swap two numbers. So we are taking this a and b as input, And now let's swap them. That is, interchange the values stored in A and B. That is, for example, you gave 10 in A and 20 in B. Now you want 20 in A and 10 in B. So what we will do, we'll create another variable, say C. We will store the value of A in C. A equals to B and B equals to C. What I have done over here is I have created a new variable C which stores the value stored in A. Now A's value is changed to the value stored in B. So A got the correct value. A got the swapped value. Okay. And now since we have lost the value which was originally there in A, what will be assigned to B? So we stored the value of A in C. Now this becomes the swap value. That is, the original value of A was stored in C and now it is given to B. And now if we try to print A and B, A and some space and B. Okay, here. Alright, why is it showing error? Plus over here. Okay. Let's enter two numbers, say 10 and 20, and it prints 20 and 10. That is, value of A becomes 20 and B becomes 10. However, while input, we gave value 10 to A and 20 to B. So this is what swapping is. Now let's head back and have a look at the set of questions. So here we have the practice questions for the day. The first question being, write a program to print the perimeter and area of a circle. You all know the formula: perimeter of a circle and area of the circle, 2 pi r and pi r square. Print them. You can take user input now. Try it with that. Then print the following pattern using \n. I've shown you already. Then write a program to swap two numbers, which we already did. Then write a program to swap two numbers without using a third variable. Use your mind here. You can do it by addition, subtraction, multiplication, whatever you want to do. This is a hint for you. And then the last program being, write a program to calculate average of marks in 5 subjects. So here you go. These are the 5 questions for the day. Practice them well, and these questions will be made available to you in the description box, and the solution to these will be available in the description of our next video. So wait for it, wait for the solutions. Until then, try to solve these questions. And guys, if you like the video, do like and subscribe the channel, hit the notification icon so that you can stay updated. Thank you.